Hello and welcome to the Wealth Channel. I'm Professor Allen MClellan at the American College, and I'm joined today by Dr. Marion Summers of the nonprofit organization 3 in 4 Need More. Now, she professionally goes by Dr. Marion, and that's how I'll refer to her today. So thank you for joining us, Dr. Marion.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's great to have you. Let's talk initially about the 3 in 4 Need More tour that is going on right now, and I understand you're in the Chicago area. Can you tell us simply about the mission of the 3 in 4 Need More tour and the goals of this 8-week endeavor?
The mission is very simple. We're here to educate and be a resource for people. People just do not understand that long-term health care issues are going to be hitting all of us. And we use the name 3 in 4 because it shows statistically that 3 out of 4 Americans are going to be hit with some long-term health issues somewhere along the line, and they're not prepared.
Yes, and we're going to go into some of those statistics in more detail in a later segment. But can you tell us why you personally chose long-term care as the focus of your life and of your efforts?
Well, I've been a geriatric care manager for over 40 years. And in that time, I see the end result when people are not prepared. So when somebody gets hit with a very serious illness and they are not financially prepared, certainly not emotionally prepared, their whole life is devastated. But it's not just their life is devastated emotionally and financially, but their children and their grandchildren, the whole family is affected by this lack of preparation.
So I understand that you've been pretty much involved with senior and elder care issues for the majority of your adult life. Is that correct?
Well, technically, professionally for over 40 years, but I really started at the age of 9 because we lived in a tenement building that was filled with elderly people, and I was running errands for them at the age of 9 right on up. So I don't know where one starts counting how my involvement has started. I had no grandparents of my own, but I adopted all these elderly around me, or they adopted me.
I'm sure they loved you too, and you certainly learn a lot from our elder citizens, do you not?
I think seniors are so full of wisdom. You don't get to be 70, 80, 90, and over without learning a great deal about human nature and people in general. And they have shared their wisdom with me over the years, and I feel both professionally and personally that I have benefited enormously from getting to know them, getting to know their stories, and just listening to their sage wisdom and common sense. Common sense is really the bottom line most of the time.
They love to talk to you too and to tell you their experience, don't they?
Well, I like listening, so
Yeah.
it's a two-way street. Their stories are wonderful. I learn all about history, but history from a first-person story, and that's very exciting. And they love telling the stories and sharing their experience, but they need an audience, and I'm happy to be their audience.
Yeah. Well, let's explore that. Are you trying to reach a specific audience on this 8-week tour? For example, is the audience senior citizens, perhaps their adult children who may be caregivers, or others, or all of the above?
I'm trying to reach all of the above. I'm trying to reach the politicians, the people who are servicing our seniors. I'm trying to reach, or we are trying to reach anyone who will listen. And believe me, people do not want to hear. This is not a sexy subject. I'm trying to reach the seniors themselves, their children, because their children are going to be affected. And I've even worked with grandchildren who, for whatever the family scenario is, they are responsible for the seniors or the elders in their family. And they're concerned because they look at this and see the enormity of the potential of the problem, and they want to know how to protect themselves and their loved ones.
Yes, and sadly, there are a number of misconceptions in this whole area that we look forward to exploring in our conversation next week when we focus again on these various misconceptions that individuals have when it comes to insurance and long-term care issues in general. Dr. Marion, thank you so much for being with us, and we look forward to our next session with you. I'm Allen MClellan. You're watching the Wealth Channel.